At 19:30 Moscow time, the evening of September 21st, 2025, at Putin's luxurious Crimean guest house, a special event is underway for Russia's elite. In just 43 seconds, their crazy ideas about war will be turned into a pile of rubble on the table by Ukraine. Miles out, a 16-foot Phantom is slicing through the Black Sea. This is the Magura V5, a Ukrainian drone boat. Its fiberglass hull is designed to slip through the waves like a shark, almost completely invisible to radar. Tucked inside are 6 Osa FPV drones. Think of them as 13-inch guided missiles, each carrying a 1.5-pound shaped charge. This warhead is designed to turn the explosive force into a superheated jet of metal moving fast enough to punch through concrete and steel as if it were paper. The Magura is now closing on its target, the Foros Sanatorium. This is the private playground where Russia's war criminals come to relax, nestled next to 4 state-owned dachas, where the FSB draws up their next wave of secret plans. Taking this place out isn't just about embarrassment. This is about ripping the eyes out of their war machine and securing Ukraine's vital grain corridor. At 19:31 local time, 3 miles from the coast, the Magura slows to a crawl. Its bay doors open and one by one, 6 silent shapes slip into the Black Sea. The mothership provides a final 10-second laser guidance lock, then melts back into the shadows, its mission now in the hands of its children. The 6 Osa drones accelerate instantly, hitting 60 miles per hour as they skim the surface low enough to taste the salt spray. They are not flying in a straight, stupid line. They are executing a tactic born from desperation and genius, a strategy developed by Ukraine's HUR intelligence service called the Ghost Chain. The lead drone suddenly spits out a cloud of what looks like metallic dust. It's 500 strips of aluminum chaff. To a Russian radar operator, the cloud is a nightmare, a blizzard of hundreds of false targets. The perfect decoy. The other 5 drones tuck in directly behind this wall of electronic noise. They hug the base of the Foros cliffs, flying in the radar shadow of the rock itself. To clear a Russian patrol boat ahead, they pop up for exactly 2.7 seconds, exposing themselves for just 12 feet before vanishing back into the darkness. At 19:32 local time, the physical world fights back. A brutal 20-knot wind gust slams into the swarm, and it hits drone number 3, the hardest, the one drone with the corroded antenna. Suddenly, the 2.3-degree targeting error is no longer a future problem. It's a flight stability nightmare. The drone is bucking like a wild horse, its AI struggling to compensate. Hundreds of miles away in a concrete bunker deep beneath Odessa, an operator watches his screen flicker. His hands are slick with sweat as he fights the controls, trying to manually tame a 13-inch machine being battered by a storm, all while flying blind behind a wall of chaff. The entire mission now balances on his fingertips. On the shoreline, a Russian Spetsnaz operator is sweeping the cliffs, peering through a $10,000 thermal scope. He's looking for a flicker of heat, a ghost in the dark. It's a boring routine patrol, until it isn't. At 19:27 local time, his scope flares up. A hot signature moving fast, a target. He raises his specialized drone gun, a weapon that fires a focused beam of electromagnetic energy. Miles out, the decoy drone's electronics are fried. It erupts in a shower of sparks and plunges into the sea. A successful kill. As he radios in his victory, he has no idea that the real swarm, the 5 invisible assassins, are slithering past him in the darkness below the cliff line. He just won a battle against a ghost. But his radio call awakens the real monsters. 30 seconds later, the radar screen at a Panzer S1 battery near Yalta lights up like a Christmas tree. The operators don't see 5 small drones. They see what the chaff cloud was designed to show them, a single massive signature moving at 60 miles per hour. The system's computer screams one word: enemy. A command is given. A $20 million air defense system locks onto the cloud of aluminum foil. A multi-million-dollar surface-to-air missile ignites, accelerating to Mach 3 in seconds, racing to intercept the threat. In the bunker in Odessa, the Ukrainian operator watches the missile track on his screen and smirks. "Go ahead," he mutters. "Waste your money." The missile impacts the cloud with devastating force, vaporizing the aluminum strips in a flash of light. The Russians think they just scored a direct hit. In reality, they just punched a hole in the air. They just declared war on a shadow. And while all eyes are on the Phantom, they just killed the Magura V5, now 10 miles offshore, plays its final card. It begins broadcasting a fake electronic signature mimicking a much larger vessel. On the screen of a Russian patrol boat, a new priority target has just appeared, drawing them further out to sea and clearing the final path for the swarm. The trap has been perfectly set. At 19:28 local time, the sirens across Sevastopol scream to life. From an airfield just miles away, an Su-30 fighter jet rockets into the sky, its afterburners tearing a hole in the night. It's a Mach 1.9 beast, a $50 million predator built for one purpose: to kill anything that flies. So how can a handful of plywood drones possibly survive by refusing to play its game? The swarm executes its next command and splits apart. 2 drones drop even lower, becoming nearly invisible in the sea clutter. The other 3 climb to 200 feet. Suddenly, the Russian pilot isn't hunting one target. He's trying to solve an impossible geometry problem with threats at multiple altitudes, all maneuvering towards a no-fire zone, dangerously close to the supposedly civilian dachas. He can't engage them all. Frustrated, the Russians unleash their digital hammer. A 5-mile-wide blanket of electronic warfare descends an invisible hurricane of radio energy powerful enough to deafen any machine. The operators in Odessa watch their control links fill with static. For a moment, the drones are on their own. But the Osa's AI simply ignores it. It's like a teenager putting on noise-canceling headphones to tune out their parents. The system no longer needs GPS. Its internal gyroscopes feel every turn, every dip, every acceleration. It's now navigating by instinct with 98% accuracy. You can jam the sky, but you can't jam the laws of physics. However, the fight isn't just in the air. On the ground, the Spetsnaz teams are waiting. They deploy kinetic nets and open fire with thermal-guided machine guns. A stream of tracers connects. One of the Osa drones disappears in a flash of fire, a brilliant momentary firework against the dark cliffs. 1 down, 4 to go. In the Odessa bunker, the operator wipes sweat from his brow. His screen flashes the most important number of the night, 20 seconds to target. He grips the controls. Hold steady, he breathes. Just hold steady. Russia has a cheetah, Ukraine has a fox. And in a game of hide and seek, the fox always has the advantage. The Russian defense network is in a frenzy. They are throwing millions of dollars of ammunition at the sky, hunting for the last 4 drones. It seems like a losing fight for the swarm until Ukraine plays its ace. At 19:29 local time, one of the Osa drones completely changes its electronic signature. It stops looking like a threat. Instead, it starts screaming the IFF identification code of a civilian passenger plane, and its flight path now seems to be taking it on a collision course with a local school. It's a bluff, a work of digital genius, and it puts the Russian commanders in an impossible position. Do they fire and risk an international incident by shooting down a passenger plane over a school, or do they hesitate? That hesitation is all Ukraine needs. On the radar screens in Sevastopol, confusion turns to panic. Conflicting orders are shouted. The entire air defense system from the billion-dollar S-400 to the Spetsnaz soldier with his rifle freezes for a few critical seconds. They are so focused on the phantom civilian plane that they've forgotten about the real threat. And while every Russian eye is turned, the 4 real attack drones slip through the chaos emerging from the radar shadow of the cliffs. They are now completely undetected with a clear line of sight to the Foros Sanatorium. Far out at sea, now 20 miles from the coast, and hiding in the shadow of a grain freighter, the Magura V5 performs its final act. It sends out a single tight beam laser pulse, a final whisper of data across the water. The pulse hits the damaged drone number 3 and instantly corrects its 3.6-degree targeting error. The ghost in the machine has reached out with one final ghostly touch. In the Odessa bunker, the operator watches 4 green boxes lock onto the thermal signature of the main hall. He leans into his microphone, his voice calm and cold. The trap is sprung. Now it's time to deliver the punch. The clock hits 19:30 local time. The bluff has worked perfectly. But it's over. The Russian commanders realize they've been played, and their hesitation turns to pure rage. The Panzer system comes alive, its 30mm cannons opening up, spitting a wall of steel into the air at 4,000 rounds per minute. The sky erupts in a storm of explosive shells, each one designed to shred an aircraft. It's a desperate final attempt to stop the inevitable. But the 4 Osa drones don't try to evade. They don't scatter. They converge. Like 4 avenging angels, they dive through the curtain of fire, lining up on their single point of attack, the main hall of the sanatorium. The lead drone, the one with the repaired targeting, places its crosshairs directly over the heat signature of the crowded banquet hall. A perfect, unshakable lock. In the Odessa bunker, the operator's voice is ice. Fox 3, release the payload! The command is given. This is the Stafetta, the baton pass. The drones are not the weapon, they are just the delivery men. 4 1.5-pound shaped charges detach from their hardpoints, their fins snapping open as they begin their terminal dive at over 200 miles per hour. Their job done, the 4 drone motherships bank hard, turning back towards the sea, back towards the safety of the Magura, now waiting patiently in the shipping lanes. The operator in the bunker doesn't wait to see the impact. He stands up, slapping the console in triumph. Delivery complete, he shouts to his team. Now we get the hell out of here. Inside the dacha, the party has turned into a nightmare. The distant thunder of the Panzer's cannons is now a deafening roar. A Spetsnaz commander screams into his radio, "Swarm fire at will, fire at everything." A high-ranking VIP drops his glass of caviar, shattering it on the marble floor. "How is this possible?" he yells. "We jammed everything." But the Osa's warheads don't care about jamming. They don't have electronics to fry. They are pure kinetic rage, guided by the unchangeable laws of physics. The moment of impact is a masterpiece of violence. The first warhead hits the glass roof of the main hall. It doesn't just shatter, it vaporizes. The 4-inch thick armored glass is struck with 700 foot-pounds of force, the equivalent of being hit by a pickup truck at highway speeds. The 1.5-pound shaped charge inside detonates, but the explosion doesn't just expand, it focuses. In a microsecond, the copper lining turns into a superheated jet of molten metal burning at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This jet punches through the marble floor of the banquet hall as if it were cardboard, a finger of man-made lightning striking the heart of the beast. And then the dominoes begin to fall. The initial blast sends a wave of debris into the building's main kitchen, severing gas lines. A secondary explosion erupts a massive fireball that blows the entire western wall of the sanatorium into the Black Sea. Another warhead finds the VIP garage, turning a $750,000 armored Mercedes into a 100-foot column of fire. The final warhead strikes the special event hall dead center. The secret meeting table and the war plans on it are turned to ash. The resulting electromagnetic pulse from the blasts fries the local radar systems, leaving a massive section of the Crimean coast completely blind. As dawn breaks over the Black Sea, it reveals the full picture. The $50 million sanatorium is a smoking ruin, a jagged scar on the beautiful coastline. Russia's secret war plans disrupted. Their Black Sea fleet forced to pull back, widening the safe corridor for Ukraine's grain exports by 20%. The final shot is a slow zoom in on the Ukrainian operator in his bunker in Odessa. He's watching the satellite feed of the destruction, and a small, determined smile crosses his face. The oldest lesson is always the truest. The biggest wolf can be brought down by the smallest arrow if the aim is true. Ukraine's ghost chain, born from the front lines of a brutal war, turned the sea itself into a weapon. The Russian Empire. It's just a sandcastle waiting for the tide. So what do you think? Was this swarm pure genius or something even more? Let me know in the comments.
In a recent development, Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier has placed an elementary school teacher on administrative leave, accusing her of violating state law by using the gender-neutral title MX. This incident has raised significant concerns surrounding the implications for educational professionals in Florida. The investigation highlights the ongoing tensions regarding gender identity and state legislation impacting schools. For further details, visit the Tampa Free Press. On Face the Nation, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, DNY, discusses the ongoing government shutdown, rising healthcare premiums, and his endorsement of Democratic candidate Zora. The Western Caribbean is preparing for a disastrous week as Hurricane Melissa, which is currently fluctuating between a high-end Category 4 and a Category 5, is expected to make back-to-back landfalls. This potential storm poses significant risks to the region, warranting urgent attention and preparedness measures. Source: TampaFP.N Mamdani. Jeffries emphasizes the urgency of resolving the shutdown, highlighting its implications for American families. Source: KYMA. In a recent and alarming statement, Donald Trump has reiterated his push against mail-in and early voting, claiming he will ban these practices for the upcoming midterms. Trump, who has criticized these voting methods in the past without the authority to change them, made his declaration during a passionate rant in August. This announcement raises concerns about the future of voting access in the United States as the midterm elections approach. For more details, visit POWIB. Former President Donald Trump has urged the Department of Justice, DOJ, to investigate alleged fraud in the 2020 election, warning that such issues could persist into the 2026 midterm elections. He encouraged Republicans to be vigilant and get smart regarding these fraud claims, as reported by the Washington Examiner